Daniel Sports Central, we cover a college football game preview and prediction on a big matchup coming up here in the SEC in Week 13 of this 2021 college football season. And it'll be over the Alabama Crimson Tide and the Auburn Tigers. Huge matchup for both these teams as we head into Week 13. We got Alabama on one side. This team is very much still in college football playoff contention, but first, to keep their hopes alive, they got to beat a struggling Auburn team. The Tigers have lost 3 straight, but this could be a huge opportunity and a major upset for the Tigers. So that being said, we'll be over a full game preview and prediction on this matchup here today. Starting out with your team trends, Alabama beat Arkansas 42-35 in their last game. Overall, a solid win for sure for Alabama. I mean, Arkansas is a good football team, and I mean, Razorbacks, credit to them as well for keeping that game close all the way up until the end. But in the end, Alabama got the win 42-35, and they are 10-1. Got a 5-game winning streak as well heading into this matchup. And of course, Alabama did lose to Texas A&M a few weeks ago. That's the one loss of the season for Alabama, but otherwise, this team has been playing outstanding. And potentially, I mean, who knows? Alabama could be the one team that could take down Georgia. As for Auburn, they lost to South Carolina 17-21. Shocking loss. Controversial ending as well there in that matchup, but Auburn did take the loss. And it's been a tough November so far for Auburn, to say the least. They've lost to South Carolina, Mississippi State, and Texas A&M over the course of the past 3 weeks. In Auburn, obviously, I mean, this is a very talented football team that is very capable of being in a good bowl game. And even though being in a major bowl game is not in reach anymore for Auburn, this is a football team that has got a major opportunity here. I mean, this is a chance at a big-time upset, to say the least, here for Auburn, as they're 6-5. Game will be on Saturday, November 27th in Auburn, Alabama. So Tigers are the home team for this matchup. Kickoff time is 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. Afternoon kickoff in the Iron Bowl. Spread currently has Alabama by 19.5. Over-unders 55. And your FPI is going Alabama as well, 81.6%. So Crimson Tide are heavily favored here. Not too surprising seeing that, especially considering where Alabama is in comparison to Auburn right now. Series history, Crimson Tide also lead that 47-37. Win streak is Alabama by 1. But Auburn does have a few wins in the past 10 matchups. They've won 3 of the last 10. So Alabama does lead at 7-3, but it is good for Auburn. They have won 3 games in the past 10 matchups. Stat comparison, Alabama's got 44 points per game, 19 points allowed. So you got one of the most high-powered offenses in the country here with Alabama. I mean, defensively, they're only getting better. And, I mean, offensively, like Bryce Young, he's a young quarterback that is only getting started with his college career. And his stats have been outstanding. 3,500 yards. 38 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's been nothing short of phenomenal for the Crimson Tide this season. So, yeah, 344 pass yards a game, 157 rush yards, and then for yards allowed, 220 passing, and then 85 for rushing. As for Auburn, 30 points per game, 22 points allowed, 250 pass yards a game, 177 rush yards, and then for yards allowed, 235 passing, 132 for rushing. Recent matchups, Alabama's won 5 straight, beat Arkansas 42-35, beat New Mexico State 59-3, had a close game to LSU, 20-14, beat Tennessee 52-24, and also beat Mississippi State on the road 49-9. So overall, ever since that loss to Texas A&M, this team has played a couple close games there at LSU and Arkansas, but otherwise they've looked good. Auburn lost to South Carolina on the road 17-21, lost to Mississippi State, lost to Texas A&M, beat Ole Miss though 31-20. That's probably the signature win of the season to this point for Auburn, as Ole Miss is currently ranked in the top 10. And they also beat Arkansas 38-23. So it's kind of been a tough season here for Auburn. I mean, this is a football team that started out the season as potentially a contender in the SEC West, but obviously the past 3 games have been tough for this football team, losing 3 straight in November. Some key points for this one. Alabama is 10-1. Bryce Young remains one of the top quarterbacks in the country. He's a young quarterback. He's a sophomore, and he's playing at the level that he is. I mean, his touchdown-interception ratio is 38-3. I mean, those are some pretty insane stats for a first-year starter. So, yeah, Bryce Young, as long as he's with Alabama, I mean, this team will be a national contender. And, I mean, watch out. The Crimson Tide next year could be doing the exact same thing that Georgia's doing this year. They've got talent, though, this season to win a national championship for sure. Playoff chances are on the line. You take one more loss, it's very unlikely you'll be in the top 4. But as for Auburn, currently on a 3-game skid, they've got a major upset opportunity here. I mean, this is a rivalry game. Iron Bowl, Auburn has done it before. The Tigers have got a major opportunity here to pull off a big upset and go into bowl season with a great win. So, and they also have the home field advantage. So it has not been unheard of for Auburn to beat Alabama in a big situation. So the Tigers, I mean, if you're Alabama here, you do not want to sleep on Auburn, even though they are 6-5, but you don't want to sleep on them in this situation because we have seen some pretty insane results in the Iron Bowl in the past few years. But that said, let's get to the prediction here for Alabama and Auburn. I got to go Crimson Tide here, 35-24. It would be too insane to predict Auburn to win this game. I mean, Alabama's too consistent. They did slip up once against Texas A&M a few weeks ago, but since then, I mean, this team has been solid, and I would be shocked if Auburn won this game. I mean, once again, it's possible, but I'm pretty confident Alabama wins it, 70% chance. 55 is your over-under. I'm taking the over for this game by 4 points, and I do expect Auburn to cover, though. The spread is currently 19.5. I am very confident, actually, that Auburn does cover the spread. I mean, it could be a blowout, but I'm not expecting it. I think Auburn comes ready to fight, and even though they've lost 3 straight games, I think that they keep this one close. They've been playing close games all season. I mean, they haven't had a terrible loss all season long. So, yeah, for Auburn, they'll keep it close. 35-24 is the final score. Alabama wins it by 11. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, though, on this game, and I appreciate you guys all watching. As always, stay tuned for more from All Sports Central. I'll see you later.